You're newer to Richmond, Virginia, or maybe you've lived here your whole life. It happens to be Friday night, maybe Saturday night, and you need something to do. You came to the right place. I'm going to tell you about all kinds of fun stuff that you could do instead of staying home. My name's Liz, and this is my YouTube channel. I happen to sell real estate in Richmond, Virginia, and the surrounding areas, and I want to get you out of your house, which I hope that you love. If you don't, we can also fix that. Let's carry on. I wanted to let you know that you can look forward to a video every Friday. So subscribe, ring the bell, write me a little comment. I see them all, and I'd love to get to know you.
And it goes a little something like
The first thing we're going to talk about today is VMFA, the concerts on the lawn. I want you to picture this. It's Friday, it's springtime, maybe it's summertime, it's nice outside, and you're like, I could go for some live music. And you know what? Picnic sounds real good. So I'm going to go on down to the museum district with some of my friends, maybe with someone I like, and we're going to put the blanket out, maybe bring a long chair, and we're going to watch some live music and chat with our friends while we have maybe a beverage. That sounds lovely, doesn't it? Yeah, I know. It's going to be amazing. And they have it on Friday nights in the museum district at the museum. The second thing I'd like to recommend is, what about if you wanted to see a show? Ooh, I like shows. What about a Broadway show? What about a play? What about a comedy act? We have all of those things in Richmond. You can see them at the Dominion Energy Center. You can see them at the Altrier Theater. And if you want a comedy show, we have 2 comedy shows for you. The Funny Bone happens to be in Short Pump. So you're going to be in the West End if you're going to that one. It's kind of at the mall. So parking is not a problem. You're not have to worry about all that. Really easy to get in and out of. And then the Sandyman happens to be downtown Richmond. So it's going to be a completely different vibe. But either way, you are going to laugh. They bring in outside talent and local talent. So it just depends on where you are, what you feel like. Both of them are going to be great for a laugh. And you know, they say laughter is the best medicine. So we talked about the shows. Did you know they're bringing Hamilton to town? That sounds like a good time. They've also brought Wicked and other Broadway traveling shows. So if you don't want to feel like going to New York City, then you could just go right down to Richmond and see a show. I recently went to go see the Greatest Showman Orchestra, the Vienna Orchestra, downtown Richmond. It was so great. We went down, it was right off of Carey Street. We went to go see that show. It was at the Bird Theater, which is an older theater, but still lovely. It has all the charm of an older theater. And I brought my daughter and her friend, and they sang like they were on the stage themselves. It was so, like they were at a rock concert. It was such a nice thing to do with them. Afterwards, we went out and got a little treat. We parked on the street. We got to see Carytown, which was bustling on a Saturday afternoon. It was perfect for a couple, a family. Either way, you have so many options to see talent and to, get a little culture in your life. Now, speaking of culture, we also have NASCAR. That's, other end of the spectrum maybe for you, but we have a racetrack right outside of Richmond. It's a little bit north of Richmond. When NASCAR comes to town, it's a good time. So I want you to know that if that's your thing, we've got that here as well. Let's talk about kids for just a minute. If you have kids, we have the best zoo. It's not right in Richmond, it's in Chesterfield, but if they like feeding the animals, yeah, that's the kind of zoo it is. It's not like, for instance, the DC National Zoo that has the panda bears. It's a smaller setting, which, you know what? Sometimes it's great for little kids because there's not so much drama involved in it. You go, you park, they go in, they see the animals, they can feed some of the animals. I know that when my daughter was young, she went there quite a lot and she really enjoyed it. So the Richmond Zoo, if you have children, it's something you're going to really want to check out. And you know what? Who doesn't like the zoo? Everyone likes some animals. So if you're a grown-up, you're going to enjoy that too. You know when you go to a new city and you want to see all of the city in a short amount of time, a tour is what you're going to look up. Maybe you get on the TripAdvisor, maybe you get on the Google, maybe you even go to ChatGPT at this point and you say, things to do in Richmond. They're going to bring up tours. So one of the newest ones that I'm actually the most excited about is a tuk-tuk tour. What's that? Well, it's one of those like someone's in the front pedaling, you're in the back, and they take you around. Sometimes you're going to go to, like, say you're going to go check out the brewery scene. Maybe you're going to go to the best bakeries in town. Maybe you're going to see the historical sites. They have all kinds of different tours that you're going to want to check out. And maybe you don't like walking. I'm going to go on the walking tour. I don't want to walk It's crazy town. Well, if you don't want to walk, you can take the tuk-tuk, or you could go on a Segway. Ah, everyone loves a Segway. So again, they have all different kinds of tours as far as Segway tours. You want history, they got that. You want breweries, they got that. You want to know what's good to eat in town, they've got that. So I want you to go check those out. Because you got transportation, of course we have the walking tours too, don't worry. If you like to walk, say you want dinner and a nice walk, you're going to want to go check out the canal. What is this, Liz? Well, the canal's by the river, of course. It's in Richmond, and it's down in the heart of Richmond, down in Shockey Bottom is what it's called. And there's a really nice Mexican restaurant down there. It's called Casa de Barco, and it's down on the canal. And so when you walk on down there, you can park down there as well. It has murals all over the walls. You could see the river. So you go have a nice little dinner. You have maybe a margarita. They've got great margaritas there. A little chip and dip. And then after dinner, you go for a walk and you can see the river. What about if you want to see the river from the river? We've got those tours as well. They've got a canal river tour where you can get on a boat and you can check out Richmond from the boat. Ah, now we're on the river. Are there other things to do? Of course there is. Say, for instance, you want to check out one of the islands. One of the most popular islands in Richmond is called Browns Island. Now, the best part about this is that you have to park and then walk across a walking bridge to get to it. So access to it, that's a little different, but you know what? I kind of think that's what adds to the charm of the island. Now, on this island, there's all kinds of stuff, meaning all kinds of activities. They also have the, Friday night, you want to go listen to live music, you want to have a picnic, that sort of thing. They have that on the island. They also have lots of festivals throughout the year, especially when it's warmer, springtime, summertime, especially on the weekends. Maybe it's going to be a folk festival, maybe it's going to be a children's festival. They have lots of festivals on there. And sometimes it's just nice to walk across and go for a nice evening stroll on the island, someplace different. You can look at the city from there. It's just a different view of things. You can look at the river. It's just, I've been there on a weekend where we went to a festival there. They had the food carts there. I had my daughter, I had my family with me. It was just really nice to be out and about. Remember, I'm trying to get you out of your house. That's what this whole video is about. Perfect. Now, when you're at Browns Island, you're going to notice possibly some rock climbing going on. Rock climbing, you say? Yeah, it's really something that's growing in popularity in Richmond, and there's lots of locations throughout the city of Richmond and the surrounding areas where you, from novice to experienced, can get going on a wall of rock. If that's something that you're into, Google it up. It's something that Richmond does have to offer. So say you're at Browns Island and you're thinking, what else is there to see history-wise in Richmond? Well, if you look kind of up, you're going to see on the hill Hollywood Cemetery. Now, in this cemetery, it has the best views, in my opinion, of Richmond. Now, you can drive up there and you can park your car and walk around if you'd like. And when you're up there, you can see for miles. You can see over the James River. You can read the grave sites. It's just beautiful up there. I'd recommend it. And there are tours as well, if you want to take a tour of the history, that include the Hollywood Cemetery. So you can go on your own, like a one-off kind of thing, or you can find a tour it includes that if you'd like more of a guided experience. There's so much history in Richmond. I really recommend, especially if you're new to town, try one of the tours, right? Walking, Segway, tuk-tuk, whatever level of fun, excitement you want, take one of those tours because it's so nice to have someone who knows all the details about a city so you can really get to know it. It doesn't matter if you're new to Richmond or if you've lived here all your life. These are things that are happening right now in Richmond, Virginia. If you're just here for the weekend and you need to know where to eat, maybe you have a question about something, feel free to reach out to me directly. I like to think of myself as not only a local real estate agent, but a nice tour guide. I know the things. I'm a foodie. I like to leave my house, and I've talked to a lot of people who have moved here from outside of town and who have lived here forever. So reach out to me in the comments below or directly. You can click on my website and it gets right to me. Don't worry about reaching out to me. I'm here to help you as your local real estate agent. Now remember, every Friday I post a video. So like and subscribe so you don't miss one, so I can help you get to know Richmond, Virginia a little better.